All right.
All right, recording. All right, guys, thank you for getting on tonight. And I'm so honored to have Miss Carla, Dr. Carla Burns is a VIP millionaire elite in our club. Carla and I go back about 15 years. She and I was the ones that went international for the first big meetings, and we're flying into Canada and all over the place. And I've been very best friends for about 15 years, and she's been to North Carolina multiple times, and I've been able to watch her grow as we all grew together in this period of time. And now she's Dr. Carla Burns. And Carla, I want to come on and I want you to brief your story of the years in, but then I want to go directly to this new product. And the conversation you and I had today about this product, you just got me so excited. I was almost in tears. The success we're going to be able to have. So, Carla, come on and give us your words of wisdom.
Awesome. So the very short version of the past 12 years, basically I had been working as a registered nurse at the time when I found out about this company from a really good friend of mine who said some magic words to me. She said, "You can get your product for free." And that is exactly what I needed to hear, because I really wasn't looking for anything, another business at the time. I was happy being a nurse, but I did need good products. And so she told me that, you have a party, you can get those for free. And that's what really inspired me to say yes. But little did I know that when I was signing my agreement that night, thinking I was getting my product for free, I was literally changing my destiny, not only mine, but my family's and on for generations. So what I love is, both of us, Rusty, started at the beginning of this company. So we have been able to see from grassroots up how this company brings in new products and grows and opens new countries, and just the integrity behind the owners. So we have been blessed and honored to be able to watch the growth, witness it, and be part of it. And so, but even with that, I just think we're just barely getting started still. We are 18 years young as a company. We're, just setting feet in different countries worldwide. I think we have like 23 now. And I'm very excited this year that we are bringing out product after product that are just on the mark, on trend, and, really beneficial to add value to people's lives every single day. So yeah, Rusty, I am so excited to be on this call with you tonight, the very day that we have launched our new BFF. So super appropriate that we do this call together. And yeah, I'm just really excited. So, hey, fire away the questions, and then I'll give you an overview of the product. And you know what? There might be some people on that maybe are not on the keto lifestyle, and that's okay. So this call is for you too, but we're going to break it down, and we're going to just let you guys get off of here ready to run and implement this product into your lives and your friends and family.
Well, Carla, based on today's conversation, and of course, we knew about it a little before it got here, and I'm very excited. I haven't tried it yet, but based off today's conversation, when you were talking to me and my trainers today about how we're going to incorporate it into our powerlifting and the things that we're doing at our age, one thing we talked about yesterday is we're going to start this thing off correctly, and you could actually say we can lose about 5 pounds of belly fat in 5 days. I want to start there and kind of give people a projection of where we want to go into how we get started the first 5 days, what we incorporate for the rest of the 30 days. Be sure you get all the before and afters, everything you need to track your success. And this is going to be one of the biggest results-driven product lines in the entire industry. And by the way, we are setting the pace in the industry. We grew over 45% year to date. Not another company in direct sales, period, has done that. And you definitely didn't get recognized by the World Bank. So you are at the right place at the right time. And we fought all these years because of principle. We followed a particular law that's based off of a principle. And that's what we are with Mark Pentecost. I totally trust him 100%. Whatever he tells me, I believe it, because he don't make quick decisions. I've been with him that long, for the 18 years, and he is all about principle. We want to bring products to market and impact people in his principles, where we can help you get into a healthier lifestyle. And Carla was pretty instrumental in the early days when I was having some issues and I had the ability and I had this friendship that she and I could talk through some things. And I remember once you told me, Rusty, if you're going to lose weight, you got to eat the cookie. And Carla and I was at a hotel, and she went and bought me a cookie. She said, if you're going to do this, you've got to feed the carbs your body needs. I didn't quite understand it. So, Carla, let's start off with what we should do. You get the product ordered, you get in, and I want to take them through that first 5 days, and then we'll project what they need to do to have this kind of success.
Okay, awesome. So within the 5 days is what I'm suggesting for people to kickstart their keto. So whether you've been doing keto and you just need like a reboot, or you hit a wall, you're at a plateau and you want to push through that, or you have never done any keto before, this is still for you. So the products that you're going to need, now these are just the minimal products that will work for you if you commit to this for the 5 days. So this is what's going to kickstart you. Then we're not going to leave you there. We're going to be here. Rusty's going to be there. We're going to guide you along the way of how to continue this for a lifestyle. But so for the first 5 days, the products that you're going to need is the keto coffee, the chocolate greens, and our new best fat fuel. So those 3 products, and again, like if you have other favorites that you want to add in, that's totally fine. But these are the 3 key products, because what we're going to do, it's kind of like a detox over these 5 days. So we're going to be eliminating a lot of the foods that you don't want in your diet, but we're going to make this super simple. And these particular products I chose because they keep you full for a long time, so you're not going to feel hungry. Your body's going to actually be getting what it needs to get into ketosis. So let me just explain what ketosis is. Simply is your body is going to switch from burning glucose into burning fat as fuel. So if you think about the new product, that is fuel. So it's the best fat fuel. I mean, the name explains itself. It has the best fats, and these fats are meant to fuel you. So you have the best fat fuel. And within the coffee, same thing. We have coffee, we have MCTs, we have collagen. So the coffee is based on the same principle of focused energy and fullness. So you're not going to get hungry. But let me explain to you why this is going to work. So, and also the timing of your eating is going to be key. And you're going to eat the bulk of your food in about a 6-hour window, anywhere between, afternoon, if you can push it until afternoon, up until like 5 or 6 o'clock. So if you can, get your food in that 6-hour window. And if you do it this way, I mean, if you think about it, oh my gosh, I have to eat all my food in 6 hours. But if you time it right, most of the hours you'll be sleeping. So hopefully you'll be sleeping and you won't even notice. But here's what happens in your body. So this is actually Chinese medicine, in the way the body assimilates and eliminates. And so there's certain times of the day that your body does these things best. So when you wake up in the morning, this is the time where you want to stay in ketosis the longest. Because when you stopped eating the night before at, let's say you stopped eating at 6 o'clock. When you go to bed, let's say you go to bed around 9, 10 o'clock, there's already been a 3 to 4 hour window that if you just breathe, walk around, read a book, all of this takes energy. So by the time you go to bed, you should have started to burn off most of the glucose that you would have eaten in that meal. And I'm going to tell you exactly what to eat, so don't worry about that yet. So before you go to bed, you want to go to bed on an empty stomach, really. So you want to wait at least 3 hours, and then you're going to go to bed. And through the night, this is when your body goes into what we call autophagy. So autophagy is just a scientific word for your own body's recycle system. So it literally, your body does this naturally every single night if you allow it to. So if you go to bed, if you eat pizza at 8 o'clock, it can't do this because it's trying to digest that pizza. But if you have your last meal at 6 and you leave that time, and now you're going to bed all through the night, your body is literally eating up all the bad cells, picking up all the free radicals, and replacing it with new healthy cells. So me and Rusty were talking about this today. If you are a bodybuilder and you are trying to build muscle, you're also producing a lot of excess waste when you are burning that nitrogen and processing the proteins. And this is like excess stuff and junk floating around in your bloodstream that you don't want there. You want your body to take care of that so that it can use all the good stuff you put in your body to repair and rebuild. So this is what needs to happen at night. So this is what's happening through that 8-hour period while you're sleeping. Then when you wake up in the morning, this is when you're going to grab your keto coffee, and you can put the greens in it. You can put the greens on the chocolate greens. Now, you can choose whatever you want, but I just love that we can do 5 days of all chocolate. I just think that's awesome. So why not? Chocolate for breakfast, chocolate for lunch. Yeah. Hey, it's something I'm signing up for. Okay, so coffee, the keto coffee, and the keto greens. So why that combination? Because it has the grass-fed butter, the MCTs, and the collagen in the coffee. So the coffee is going to help first wake you up, and it's going to give you that focus. It's going to give you some energy first thing in the morning. But the other ingredients are going to help you stay full longer. So you're not going to want to eat. But the most important thing is it's going to allow that process of autophagy to continue longer. So the longer you can stay in that, the better. Because, again, it just gives your body that time to replenish itself before you put a meal in there. So after you have the keto coffee and the greens, so the greens are important because greens are helping to alkaline. You want to be alkaline while you're detoxing, you're rebooting your system. Because here's the thing. Sometimes people will forget about this important piece. When you are restricting calories, because technically we're restricting calories, well, when we have just keto coffee, or it's like intermittent fasting. When you're restricting, it's just as important what you are refeeding with. Because once you're cleaning out the garbage, you got to refeed with the good stuff. Because it reminds me of a verse in the Bible, actually, if you guys remember this verse, about, when he's casting out the demons and 7 leave and the house is swept clean. What did he say? If you don't put good stuff back in, they're coming back and they're bringing friends. So it's the same thing in your body. You're getting rid of the bad stuff, great, but you have to. It's even more important to replace the good stuff. So that's the greens. That's why it's real important that we're taking the chocolate greens with the coffee. And also we're going to take them again with the shake. So 2 packs of greens a day while you're doing this 5-day. And can you take more? Yes, people have taken more, but minimum of 2. So there we have the breakfast. We have the coffee with the chocolate greens. Then you're going to last at least until noon. So if you get hungry before noon, which you shouldn't, you could actually have another keto coffee. There's very little. I mean, it's just like having 1 cup of coffee. And I know some people drink a whole pot. Not that I recommend that, but yeah, you can definitely have 2 keto coffee in a day. That won't hurt you at all. So it's better than grabbing something that is going to kick you out of ketosis. So So have another keto coffee if you need it. But then around noon, this is when we're going to grab the best fat fuel. And with the best fat fuel, you are going to have this with, you're going to make a meal with this. So you can either make it into a meal replacement by adding, you can add coconut milk, you can throw in another avocado, but the fat on its own is that. It is a fat replacement. So it's all the good fats. So you're still going to need a little bit of protein, not a lot, because remember with the keto lifestyle, protein's only about 20%. So you don't really need a lot. What you do need is those good fats. And those good fats come in that package in the form of chocolate. So we can have so we mix up the fat, the BFF, and add in some more of the greens, the chocolate greens. So add those in so you're getting all the good fats, but you're refeeding with all of those 38 superfoods and herbs that your body's going to need to repair itself. So that gets you until about 3 o'clock. Now, I have got these questions. So what could I add into that shake? Any kind of greens. If you want to eat, vegetables on the keto diet, if they are low carb vegetables, so anything green, pretty much like broccoli, asparagus, and all of the lettuces, green beans, all of these things, you can make a giant salad. And even some other things like celery and cucumber, radishes, there's a lot of vegetables. So if you want, you can have that side salad with your shake that you're going to make. So you can have that for lunch. And then dinner's going to be real simple. Dinner is going to be a piece of protein the size of your hand, not any bigger. That's usually like a good indication for the size of the person. If you put it in the palm of your hand, that will be like 3-4 ounces of protein. So this is just for the average person. Now, if you're an athlete or you're working out, you may need more because you're using more, you're building muscle. But that basically 1 palm full of protein. And then you can have your carb at this time. This is actually the best time, anywhere between 3 and 6 o'clock is when you want to eat the bulk of your carbohydrates. So when I say carbohydrates, I mean good ones. So these are like sweet potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, even just regular potatoes. Yes, they do turn into carbohydrates, but this is the time to eat that. So, and again, just a handful. So think about the carbs and the protein pretty much the same, and the rest should be fat. So how do you get more fat at dinner time? You can have another BFF and make it like a dessert. So you can have it with ice cream. And I would even say that you could even whip up some banana in there, because remember, you can have between 25 and 50 grams of carbs. And if you're packing it into one meal, that's a lot. So, I mean, you're going to be able to have a substantial dinner. But just remember, you got to keep it in that window. You got to eat it that's the secret. Eat it between 3 and 6 o'clock. And then no more food until the next day when you eat that, or when you eat your first BFF with either side salad or whatever. So hopefully that was clear. I'm going to actually put this all on a 1-sheet paper and just post it so you guys can have it. But yeah, it's real simple. Coffee, shake, if you need another coffee, dinner between 3 and 6, and you can have 25 to 50 carbs. So that's a lot. Yeah. And you will stay in ketosis if you do it that way. And so you'll be losing weight, feeling great, but most important, there's a lot of research with intermittent fasting done this way that it can actually help boost your stem cells, increase your mitochondria. I mean, reduce inflammation. There's like all the health benefits that go along with it as well. So, Rusty, I'm sure people are going to have questions. Do you have any yourself?
Well, the first 5 days, that's good. So, all right, let's take us past the 5 days.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened here. Take us past the 5 days. All right, we got the 5 days in. We're getting acclimated to it. Things are beginning to happen. We feel this increase of energy. We've changed our fuel sources. Like I was telling you, me and my guys, that we lift very heavy. And now, after the 5 days, where do we go from here to start to finish out the month to get in more of a regimented cycle and how to use this particular product, what we can add to it to keep this results going?
Right. So what I like to do is called carb cycling. So I would do this. You can do this 5 days every single month, and you can cycle it. So what you want to do for the best long term, because you technically could eat that way always, but there is going to come a point, just like with anything, that you'll hit that plateau. So when you do that, that's when it's time to eat the cookie. Remember, we talked about that. So it's important to refeed and reboot, because I mean, at the end of the day, your body does need some glucose, some carbohydrates. And so again, this is for long term, just for the average person. Because I mean, if you have, something clinical or a reason why you need to be keto long term, then that's a different story. But I'm talking just for mainstream, every day, just want to be healthy and get the benefits of keto lifestyle. That you would want to, after the 5 days, it really comes down to, I mean, I wouldn't change a thing with the intermittent fasting. I would still drink the coffee first thing in the morning, make sure I'm getting at least one of those good healthy fat shakes in, because I mean, it's just, we don't get it in. We don't get all that avocado and a coconut, and we're just busy. And so unless you're home every day trying to prepare this, it's difficult. So I would definitely drink one of those every single day, no matter what. And then the greens, I would take those every single day too. So the thing that would change would be your carbs, the amount of carbs. I wouldn't change the timing. You could eat maybe a little bit more at lunch. So if you want to now spread your carbohydrates between noon and 6, then you can eat a little bit more at lunch. So I'm saying, if you have your shake, if you drink the fat at lunchtime, so noon, and you have a side salad with that, now's the time that you could also add a little protein. You could put some chicken on that. You could also have, maybe a little bit of berries, or you can add the extra carbs. So you can add, but these are good carbs, so not like chips and donuts or things like that. So good carbs. So now you can bump that up onto, 75 to 120 carbs is not a lot, especially if you are exercising. So, just for weight loss, because if you think on average how much carbs a person actually eats, I know we're all in shock because most of us are doing the keto diet. So when I say 75 to 120 grams and you won't gain weight, you won't. If you're already keto adapted and you're cycling it. So this is the best, healthiest way to do it for a long time, like over a long period of time. So 75, you won't gain weight at 75 carbs, and 120 if you're exercising. So that's only 4 servings of, 1 serving of like a half a sweet potato, that's 25 carbs. So it adds up pretty quick. Or like half a cup of rice, you're at 25 carbs, just so you kind of get an idea. Like a banana, like a whole banana, that's about 20 some carbs. An apple, you're around 25 carbs. So this is why bulking it between your lunch and your dinner, and really, if you can stick to the intermittent fasting, That is going to be the key. So stick with the intermittent fasting, drink the coffee in the morning, get one of those shakes in throughout the day, and then just watch the carbs.
Well, Carla, you said something today that got our attention because my trainer is a pro bodybuilder, but he's 67. He looks like he's 30. I'm headed toward 57. But something you said about the good fats as we get older, why this product is going to be our new BFF, not just best fats, but our best friend. Would you explain that? And I got a couple other questions I want to ask about incorporating some more of our products in. But explain as we get older why this is a must to stay healthy.
Right. Well, especially, for that older generation, because as you age, with your joints and your brain health, when you get those good, healthy fats, your body needs those. You need them for the lubrication of your joints. You need them for your stimulating the brain cells. So the brain craves fat. And when it doesn't have enough fat, I mean, you can look at the medical studies. They've taken the brains of people that have died after Parkinson's and dementia and Alzheimer's, and they can see that they did not have enough fat in their brain. So but good fats. So it has to be like you'll find in the BFF, the best fat fuel, because those are, they process differently in your body than an animal fat or a hydrogenated fat. These are fats that your body uses as fuel. They use it optimally, and they're good for your body. So they have the benefits. So with focus, I mean, just anybody is going to help you get more focus and more energy, because it uses these particular fats as fast energy. So your body can use it right away, especially the coconut. Coconut actually doesn't store the same as normal fat. So you can eat a heck of a lot of coconut and it will not go to your hits. It's used only as fuel.
Well, I've got a question here that I want to ask you about a product. Somebody said they'd done the cycling, lost 50 pounds in 2 months, but then they had a problem with losing hair.
Losing hair.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I don't know what this person was eating, but I could guess that they weren't getting the good fats and enough of the alkaline vegetables. Because the reason why that happens is your body's depleted of nutrients. Yes, you're losing weight. Yes, you're in ketosis, but you've also, that one key thing that I said was so critical. If you're going to take out all of the fat and you're going to start using that as fuel, and you're not reloading with the right nutrients, that's when you're going to run into those problems, because your body's it's not getting the nutrients that it needs. It's getting the energy, but it's not getting the nutrients. So this would be someone that maybe is eating bacon wrapped cheese sticks. It'll work. You will get into ketosis, but you will also have those side effects, unwanted side effects. And it is as simple as just making sure you're taking a couple packs of greens a day.
Well, she just answered, said that's exactly what the deal was, exactly what you said.
Yeah.
All right, I have another question. In the first 5 days on our It Works cleanse, would that be the time to do the cleanse within the first 5 days of utilizing our cleanse when we first start this 5-day period?
No, I would use the cleanse first. So if you want to do a cleanse, do the cleanse and then do the 5 days.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And one other question here, if they have some of their customers that works like the third shift, how would you recommend them doing this? I would just reverse everything, I guess, to fit their schedule.
Yeah, that is actually a tricky thing, because this whole process of how your body, and it depends how long they've been working night shift, because they probably already adapted, but your body, it goes by the sun. When the sun comes up, and the melatonin and the circadian rhythm and cortisol, all of these things are playing into these are factors in all of this. So ideally, you want to eat while the sun is between that 3 and 6 o'clock. But if you're up in the night, what are you going to do? So you need to be able to eat while you're at work. So for this person, definitely getting, probably their question is, when do I eat my biggest meal? You don't want to eat it before you go to bed. Because I used to work nights. I remember this. I would be running all night long. We barely had any time to eat. So what did I do? First thing I get home off of night shift, I ate and I went to bed. That would not be optimal time to eat. So ideally, if they could eat before they went on their night shift. So they're going to kind of flip it backwards. So through the night, they're working, they're burning off all of that excess glucose, and they can drink their coffee through the night, they can have the fat fuel to keep them going, but they're staying in ketosis while they're working. They're going to notice they actually have more energy, more focus if they do it that way. And then when they get home, they just eat something maybe just a little light, go to bed, and when they wake up, they refeed.
Right. I got one lady here. She's consistent with the wrap. Is there any particular way she should use the body applicator during the first 5 days?
Yeah, that won't change at all. They can, just make sure you're drinking lots of water.
All right. Now, Carla, I fell in love with this particular product, the ketones.
Oh,
How would we? Yeah, me and Miss Lackey are all over ketones twice a day.
Nice.
Before bed and also in the morning. I also mix my collagen with this at night before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And so how would we incorporate the ketones that she and I desperately love?
Right.
Or would we do anything any differently with starting the first 5 days? Because I really don't want to quit this. I can feel the difference.
Yeah. So the best time during this process would be before you go to bed, because it's time for now your body to kick into ketosis. This is what you want it to do. You want it to go into that process of no more glucose. It's going to start into ketosis and the autophagy. So if you wanted to, you could still do the collagen and the ketones right before you went to bed.
Awesome. Okay, now to my next favorite product is the Thermophyte X. I don't really want to slow down on that because we're having some major results in a lot of different areas. A lot of people I know has probably hit the #1 seller with repeat business. How do we incorporate that? Or should we incorporate it the first 5 days, or should we take a break off of it and start after the 5th day through the rest of the month before we start the cycle program?
Right. That product you can take. That is not going to affect it either way. It's really extra green tea and the caffeine. So it's really helpful. I didn't want people to feel like they had to take so many things. So how could I make it super simple? But yeah, you can definitely take the Thermophyte. And if you have been doing keto lifestyle for a while and you have, hit a wall, then definitely add it in.
So Carla, you just gave everybody the recipe for true success. We've been around a long time. Nothing here is on trial. I love the fact that we are reinventing who we are. We're adapting something that's going to give. I don't care if you want to be a Cheeto or a keto. We have something to fit you to actually start to get you on a better lifestyle. And so I know by the time we're 30 years old, we're so ingrained in learned behavior. Something catastrophic has to happen in order to get guys from that age to my age. I'm probably the oldest guy in the deal here tonight. To get our age, something catastrophic has to happen before we stop and we take note. And we want to make the change. And I'm highly excited because that happened to me. And to make that change, so I had to make up my mind and gain the discipline. But if it had not been for the product line, I don't think I could have maintained and sustained the discipline of exercise. And even when you and I were in Canada not long ago, you remember I was hitting the gym before we'd go work, and the whole deal, the discipline, the commitment to make it, because I wanted to be an asset to my family, to my community, to my business, not a liability. We have something to work here. So the majority of the people here are between 30 and my age, and I see I've got some of the younger crowd here as well. Could you speak to both ages as to why it's virtually important to get committed with this, and also the before and after that you have in we're a results driven company, how you can get out from under that stress. It makes you stress eat a lot because of lack of, and you and I became millionaires really quick with this within the first 3 to 4 years. And we're not saying that to brag, because if we can do it, anybody can do it. But we're seeing more success quicker in the last 3, 4 years than when you and I was out flying all over the world together, and we were fighting hard, and we were showing up, and where we had rooms of 500 people showing up, like in Canada and other places we went. How it is, if they follow this system, that you lead by example. Could you speak to both of those age groups for me?
Yeah, well, you know what? I really feel like health and prevention, it really has no age, because I guess if the younger you start, and if you're on here and you're 20, congratulations. Man, I wish I had known about this when I was 20. Can you imagine? Wow. So yeah, but it's prevention. And you get one body, and you have to take care of it. No one else is going to put the time into taking care of your body. And we have made it so super simple for you, so affordable, giving you products that are current, trendy, fun, delicious, healthy. They're going to help you personally create that lifestyle that you so desire, in being healthy, for one thing, losing weight, looking great, feeling awesome. You know, if you're a mom and you're feeling stressed, this is a way that you can, you know, make that life commitment, make just a few little changes, and take advantage of the things that we have to offer for you, not only in nutrition, but also in the financial part. Because like Rusty said, stress is like 99% of all disease the root of it. So whether it's stress from just relationships, finances, worrying, and I can honestly tell you that when you have the freedom of your time and the freedom of your finances, you really don't think about that. Yes, you have stress because you still live life. Things happen, and stress is not always a bad thing. You know, kids go to college, they get married, they have grandbabies. So even people our age, Rusty, we have stress, but it's good stress. So the key to stress is having a fighting machine in your body. The key to handling stress is your immune system. And the way to boost your immune system is, number one, we just talked about it. It's autophagy. It's your body using its own mechanisms to keep you healthy. Even though you're under stress, your body knows how to keep you healthy, but you have to feed it the right things. Knowledge is power. Now you know exactly what you need to do. You know the exact products that you need to take in order for your body to be able to do this. And it's going to help you live longer, feel better, and you're not going to be getting sick as often. So you're going to have that time. You don't have to worry about who's going to look after the kids, or, you know. So, I mean, we just really have the total package for you. And like I said, if you're 20, congratulations. If you're 50, if you're 70, congratulations, because you are here tonight. And that's the key. You said yes. You got on the call. You committed to yourself. You committed to your family. You're committed to making a difference, not only in your life, but in the lives of so many other people with these amazing products that we have in this super simple system that many of us have been able to go through in just a very short years. If you think about how many years you will work for someone else, and you will never be a millionaire working for someone else. It's just, you know, it blows my mind. These new girls, guys coming in, 20 years old, 23 years old, millionaire club. That's insane. That does not happen except here at It Works. So, you know, social media is a huge tool. If you have a phone, you can do this. So what's key? What's important? Being a product of the product. Create your own story, because nobody likes to be sold, but they want to know your story. And if you don't have a story to share, then you're selling them something. So sell them your story. Get on these products, do the 5 days, take your before and after picture, and really share what these products can do for you. Because, I mean, look at Rusty, his whole life that I have known him. These products did not change his life. They saved his life. That's a strong testimony.
Well, you're sure right about that. Carla, I really appreciate all the commitments you've made all the years, just being one of my best friends, and we supporting each other through business around the world. But to come on here tonight to break things down in a simplistic manner where people can understand how to incorporate this into their life and to see the results and driven. One last question: can we drink the ketones after 6? Yes. Is that correct? Yeah. So yeah. We drink ours about an hour before bed on an empty stomach. That's what Miss Lackey and I do. And so most people, you don't really know who you are, and you're at the most opportune time in the history of our company after 18 years. It's like we've so reinvented us. It's like a brand new company with a strong financial backing of 18 years stability. And they say we're the hottest opportunity on planet Earth because we've recreated ourselves, reinvented ourselves to give you something that's so easy to follow, but to give you everything you need to hold you accountable so you can have this kind of success physically. And when you have a physical story, you won't have to worry about your financial story. But this is the way I like to end everything, Carla. I've got all the questions asked and answered, and we're coming up on about 45 minutes. But when you know who you are and what you deserve and who you believe you are, this is the way my signature to close all my lives every morning, every time I speak, is I believe this is I'm not overly religious, but this is my conviction. This is what I am prepared to die over. There's certain things that you draw your line in the sand, you plant your flag. This is where I'll end it all right now. I'm going to give it all I've got. I believe before the foundation of the world that God Almighty chose each one of us. That means you were predestined. The minute the sperm hit your mother's egg, you was a winner. You had a 9 billion more sperm that was predetermined before the foundation of the world. And I believe there's nothing more than a fertilized egg going down your mother's fallopian tube. And God started throwing in the seeds of greatness, the talents and the strengths and everything you need to be highly successful. And at that point, you were birthed into a particular blueprint. That blueprint is your purpose, and through purpose, that's how blueprints are designed. The purpose is built into the blueprint. And so I believe since the beginning of time to the end of time, there's never been another person like any of you here, nor will they ever be. And that constitutes a couple things in my mind. I believe you deserve the very best in life, and I believe that you're one of a kind. That makes you priceless, that makes you rare. And see, that constitutes the value of how valuable you are and how much you truly matter. And through unconditional love, you become a mirror so you can help other people see the reflection of who you are through your story, and you make them aware of all the seeds of greatness that you have to manifest and grow into, that they have the strengths, the talents, and everything they need to go out and live the best life they possibly can. And all we've done with It Works Global, and we're very devout in what we believe. We've never backed off of that 1 second, and we're going to continue to bring things into you that's healthy for your temple, for the body, to help you acquire the success. And the only thing you've got to do is you got to take the necessary actions to go make it happen. Now, knowledge is power. It don't mean anything until you apply that knowledge to your life. It's like there's 6,000 promises in the Bible. And again, because my father was a minister, I'm not overly religious. But those promises don't mean a thing until you accept those promises and apply them to your life. It's like an offer of contract. And when you take the offer and you start to apply it, that's when everything starts to break loose, and you'll start to gain the momentum. You'll start to gain the courage, the hope, and everything you need to see the finished product. And you can't even build a house until you see it already finished before you start. You can't just start nailing boards together and sawing down trees. You have to see that the finished product of who you're going to become, and you have to believe that you deserve the very best in life. And when you get over here, I promise you, we wouldn't have been here for the 18 consecutive years if this wasn't rare air. No alarm clocks for 18 years, living life like I want to live it, but applying myself every single day in the event, telling my story. That is my brand. And that when I tell my story, that monetizes me as a brand. And therefore, when I do that, people want more of what you got when you tell your story, because your story is the greatest story ever told. You agree, Carla?
Absolutely. Amen.
So what is the last thing? What's the last bullet point you'll give them so we can start these people off just in full bore tonight and tomorrow and finish this month up stronger than they ever finished it up in their entire history in direct sales?
Right. So get on and get that ordered, because we know, I mean, they're flying out the door. So make sure I would grab at least a couple bags of the new product. Get yourself the greens, chocolate greens if you don't already have them, and the coffee. Those are the three main ones that you're going to be able to do this with. But again, like Rusty said, if you want to use the other ones, absolutely put them in. They're not going to hurt. Just more added benefit. But yeah, so commit to 5 days. So 5 days, 3 products, 5 days, and a 6-hour window of eating. That's the key. And it's super simple. You guys are going to want to do this every single month. You're going to want to do this 5 days.
Well, Carla, you said you were going to post a page of like an outline here, the structure. Would you mind sending that to me so I can put it in my group page and make everybody this available to everybody on the call?
No
All right, guys. I appreciate you, Carla, so much. I love you to death. I can tell Chris I said hello. And, you know, everybody, thank you for coming on. This is a Super Bowl team, Carla. These guys are coming in the last little bit. They're coming back. They're working hard. They're hitting their ranks. They're excited. It's the most passionate team I've worked with in 18 consecutive years. And I'm just so highly proud of these people because they're hungry. They want a better life and a better lifestyle. Guys, until tomorrow, y'all make this the best night you've ever had. And this is and I'll upload it to my YouTube in the morning.
Okay.
All right, good night, everyone.